The cloud. All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. We are doing Splash of Inspiration. And so this is just a time that we can come together and hear stories of people who maybe have succeeded at doing something in Young Living. So it could be that they've enrolled somebody, they've rank advanced, they're just consistently sharing and doing classes, or maybe they found a new thing that seems to really work well for them. And so we are going to be highlighting them over the next couple of months, as well as sharing some extra information and tips, or maybe we'll do a question and answer. We might do some legacy series of the ongoing training and stuff. So please make sure that you are sharing this with other people and inviting them to join you, because we all learn together. So I am thrilled that for our very first time, we get to hear from Angie Kinser. So Angie has been with Young Living since 2015. I had to look it up. I thought when you joined, you're in Ankeny, but she lives in West Des Moines now. So I know that she's moved at some point during that time. And she and her husband and her son, I believe, are all Young Living members now. So over the years, and I love when, a lot of times, we may sign up our spouse, but our kids don't always get the vision, or they may be like, we sign them up, but then they don't necessarily use the products. And I love when it all comes full circle and they actually do use the products. So she has been in 2020 one of our active enrollers, which means that pretty much every month she's enrolling at least one new person each month. I believe she's been on our top enroller list several times too. And so I am thrilled to be able to share with you, or have Angie share with you, that what she's doing. But you guys, I want you all to know it's not magic. I think the magic probably is the consistency and the purposeful action, that anybody can do. But I am excited to hear, because I really don't know what she's doing either. So I'm super excited to turn it over to her and to hear from her on what she's doing and how she is achieving these results. So Angie, I'll let you go ahead and take it away.
All right. Well, thank you. So just a little bit of background for me. I am a nurse, worked in oncology, but I don't promote that a lot because I don't want people to think that you have to have a medical background to know anything about the products. I'm just a person. That's just my job. I happen to work in the healthcare field. And how I got introduced to Young Living was I have a lot of neck and back pain. I have rods in my back, and so I always have neck issues. And my friend Kelly just happened to see me one day sitting at the computer just rubbing my neck. And she just very casually said, I've got this roller, this oil roller. Do you want it on your neck? It looks like you're in pain. And I said, sure, I'll try it. And that she handed me a bottle of Deep Relief. I put it on right there and I was sold. I said, whatever's in this bottle, I need it by the gallon. And she said, ironically, I'm teaching a class on this tomorrow night. And I'm thinking, oh, brother, here we go. I just want a bottle of that Deep Relief. Please don't drag me into something. And so I went to her class. She taught it at a coffee shop, and she had a PowerPoint and she had a projector, and bless her heart, she did a great job at the class. But I was thinking, wow, she's really into this. She's like really a teacher. I got my kit. I set the kit aside. I didn't touch it for 2 months, and I just used my Deep Relief because I'm all about a bargain. I decided I only wanted Deep Relief, but if the best way to get it was through this kit, then I guess I'll get this kit. And over time, Kelly, educated me. I trusted her because we were friends, and I got to diffusing, and I just, how the story goes. You just start using a little bit more and a little bit more before long, you're all in. So I gradually just kind of started talking about it like she did. I would see somebody coughing, and I would just say, I have a cough drop. Do you want, can I offer you this cough drop? And I'd have a thieves cough drop on me. And I never ever wanted to sell. In fact, I told Kelly, I will use the stuff, but I'm never selling this because I've tried other multi-level marketing companies. I'm just not a salesperson, and I'm not going to do it. And she gave me the grace of saying, absolutely fine. You don't have to sell it. But what I did really want was an ink charrette. And I said, I've got to figure out how I can afford to put that into my budget. So she casually mentioned, well, if you just get somebody to get a kit like you did, you get $50. And I'm like, wow, that's a bottle of Ange. So I think I can do that. And I still really didn't go into it intentionally sharing at first. I did decide to have my first class. I'm from Southwest Iowa, so down in the middle of nowhere. I asked Kelly if she would come with me. So she took a day off of work and we traveled 2 hours down to Southwest Iowa. I invited my mom, my grandma, my aunt, and my cousin and asked them to bring people because I figured at least there's 4 people that are friendly and they aren't going to laugh at me and judge me. So I felt safe doing that. They each brought a person. So I ended up with like 8 people in the class. And I literally just passed the kit around and shared with them. And I got 4 people to sign up that day, including my mom, my aunt, my cousin, and my other cousin. And I thought they're probably just doing this because I'm family, but whatever. And then I had that light bulb moment that, okay, I just got a couple months worth of Ningxia Red, and that was really not all that scary. So it's really not that hard. However, I will say a lot of people have said now during everything going on in 2020 that, well, now we can't have classes and now I can't meet with people. But I've actually found more success in 2020 because of this, because people, what do people want right now? Every person wants 2 things. They want wellness. They're suddenly realizing how valuable their health is, and they want connection. And however that connection is going to happen, whether it's by Zoom or Facebook Live or Marco Polo or just a phone call or sitting across the table, your own table, having a cup of coffee because you can't meet as a group of friends. And we have all of that right in our back pocket. We have wellness tips and we have community. So I just started kind of getting more engaged in Facebook groups. And I just found that Young Living has such a great community of people. And I loved, the healthcare world is really not a friendly place to work in. And I found that Young Living, I just loved being in the environment. It was people that thought like me, that thought outside of the box, that nothing wrong with going to the doctor and going through with traditional medicine. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't discourage people from doing that, but I just want to open their eyes to there are other alternatives as well, and you can use them in conjunction with traditional medicine. So, and then I met some great diamonds like Britta and Skyla and Sonia, and I realized, if you look at the income of a diamond, you think, wow, those are like Hollywood people, middle of Midwest. People don't, that's not the real thing. But I know 3 people personally that live within a driving distance of me that have made a success in this business. So that to me made it like, this is really real. You really could make an income at this. And I've never once thought that Britta or Sonia or Skyla was ever trying to hunt me or pursue me or sell me things. They just genuinely care about people and they have things to offer. So that was like a light bulb moment for me. So just more practical tips of what I'm actually doing that has gotten me just consistently enrolling is just using my products publicly. I make sure that I always have oils with me just because I simply want to use them. I'm not doing it because it's my sales kit that I have to take with me in case I can hit somebody up for a 20-minute sales conversation. It's because I literally need like 12 oils minimum in my purse all the time. So I always have oils on me and I just use them in public normally. I'm not trying to be showy about it, but if I'm standing in line at Walmart, I'm probably putting deep relief on my neck because my neck hurts quite a bit. I'll put Peace and Calming, a roller right on me. I'm using my hand sanitizer. I made myself a little travel size hand soap because the hand sanitizer is great, but sometimes you just really want soap and water on your hands. So I made a little travel size of the lemon hand soap. And so I'm squirting that on myself at the gym every day. And I've had people say, like, what are you pulling out of your pocket and squirting in your hands? And I say, well, I just really don't like the soap that's here at the gym. So I make my own. Do you want to squirt? It doesn't sound salesy that way. And that's always going to get you asking get people asking questions and start a conversation. When you're rolling something on your neck, people are going to wonder what that is, and you can just say, it's just an essential oil that I use for my neck. Do you want to try some? And if they say no, so be it. No big deal. It's no different than saying, do you want a piece of gum? Somebody says no, you don't take that personally. I've had a lot of personal development and personal growth and learning that it's not personal. People are on their own journey, and I'm just farther along that oily journey than other people. And you just keep dripping on them, and someday maybe they're ready. Secondly, I post normally on social media. So I don't post graphics. I mean, Young Living does have some great graphics available that sometimes I'll use if they're really pretty or something like that. But I just make it normal in my posts. So, you know, I made some einkorn pancakes over the weekend. So I just took a picture of my bowl of pancake mix with the einkorn bag in the background. And I didn't say, hey, this is my Young Living einkorn pancake mix, and you should contact me if you want some. I just said, I'm taking advantage of this extra hour of daylight savings time to make pancakes. Maybe somebody will see that there's a Young Living logo in the corner and they'll ask me about it. Maybe they won't, but at least I didn't feel like I was salesy about it. And I've learned, and I intermix it. So I just post my normal stuff, like I'm walking my dogs, or I'm going to get my nails done, or I went to the gym today. Just I post a lot of that stuff with just my oils in the background. So sometimes I'll have a picture of myself and you can just see the diffuser in the background. I'm not pointing out, hey, everybody, look at this diffuser. Contact me if you want to buy one. People notice those things. And I've learned that you just never know who's watching. I cannot tell you how many people on my social media that I've literally not talked to for 20 years. Like they're high school friends, haven't spoken a word to them, but they have never even commented on my social media. But I've had, just in the last 6 months, probably 6 people that have just reached out and said, hey, I know that you use Young Living. Can I get some Thieves household cleaner from you? I'm like, I haven't heard from you in 20 years. You've never commented on a post and you want Thieves household cleaner. So it's led to some great conversations and some new members, because I'm also about getting people the best bargain. So, everybody can run their business how they want to. So if you want to, be in the retail business and sign up retail customers, that's totally your right. But to me, I don't want to be the broker. I don't want to be the middleman. I don't want to be collecting money and figuring out tax and delivering it. I want to get them set up to teach them how to take control of their own health. I tell them, I don't want you to have, if this isn't like a pampered chef party where you have to wait for me to close my party before I can order your stuff. I want you, if you decide at 2 o'clock on a Thursday morning, you're up in the middle of the night and you just really want a bottle of Deep Relief, I want you to be able to log in and just order it right there at 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't want you to have to wait 2 weeks for my order to process. And so I'm very intentional with how I phrase things. And I always phrase it to where this is benefiting them, which it is. It's not being phony and lying. It's just truly, I want to empower you, because I'm not available 24/7, and I don't want you to be depending on me for all the answers. I'm here to teach you how to take control of your own health. And just conscious language. Again, I used to apologize, feel like, well, I know it's kind of expensive, but no, don't go into it with that, setting them up that they're already thinking it's expensive. Go into it that, you know, I'm all about a good deal. All I wanted was that $25 bottle of Deep Relief, but I got the kit because that kit's an amazing deal. And so just really promote that. I talked to them about the free shipping. I say, when you get your kit, it's 100 PV. And so everybody at 100 PV or above gets free shipping. So let's just get you the kit so you get the free shipping. And that also qualifies you to be on our Essential Rewards program. It's our monthly wellness program. Our goal is a healthy lifestyle. You don't go to the gym for one day and expect to see results, just like you don't put deep relief on one day and expect that your neck is all better. This is a lifestyle. You need to be using these things on a daily basis. So let's just go ahead and get you set up on ER. It's not charging you anything. I always recommend to them for their first ER order a bottle of Thieves household cleaner and a bottle of Life 9, because those are two things that absolutely everybody needs. Everybody cleans their house and everybody needs good gut health. And if they don't have time to get into it right then, because that's the other thing I've learned, I used to just word vomit. I wanted to teach, I love the product so much. I wanted to teach them everything right then and there. And then they get scared. You just need to tell them little bits at a time. And it also gives you a good reason to follow up with them and make that connection. So they know you're not just in it to get a kit sale and then you're on the road. I set them up. I say, let's just get the Thieves household cleaner and the Life 9 on your first ER order. You're not paying any money for it right now. It's just sitting there in your bank. I promise I'll touch base with you before that order processes so that you can decide at that time, we'll get together, we'll decide what your needs are. If you decide that that's not for you, then I will cancel that for you. No problem. There's no fee or anything. And ever since I've started doing that, every single one of my enrollments have been on ER. It's been probably 6 months since I've had an enrollment that is not signed up with ER, because I just make it so normal. And then I promise them, that gives them the confidence that, wow, she's going to touch base with me before I get charged for that next month. It also holds me accountable, because that's my hang up. I don't like being on a telephone call. I know that seems silly, but it forces me to be accountable. Like, I promised them that I was going to talk to them. And I think in the last 6 months, I literally just had a lady today that I signed up a couple weeks ago, and I touched base with her, and she decided not to pursue ER. And that was the first time in 6 months. Everybody's gone into it hesitantly, but once they get the kit and start using it, and you just start getting them into the Facebook groups and start teaching them all of the good things, it suddenly becomes normal for them. And I'll say, well, let's just try it for this first month. Everybody needs household cleaners. So let's just get your Thieves household cleaner and the Life 9. And, and then I'll touch base with you again next month before your next month processes. So it also sets that expectation for them that you are going to be calling, so that when they see your number, they don't think, oh gosh, she's calling. What is she trying to sell me now? It's, no, that's Angie. She's calling because she said she was going to talk to me about this order that she's going to walk me through. So it just helps build that trust there. And then just listening for the need. If you really just listen to people, within a 1 or 2 minute conversation, you're going to get what they're looking for. I mean, have you met anyone who's not stressed out right now? And how many items do we have for stress? You don't have to be a healthcare professional and look at someone and say, oh, they have a medical condition that needs XYZ. Just listen to people. Everybody's stressed. Everybody has needs that we can meet. And just let them talk and share their needs, and just say, one of my favorite lines is, and these are from Sarah Harnish, I might have the answer you've been looking for. It's not making a promise. It's not saying you're curing anything. It's just saying, I might have the answer you're looking for. And I like to have the samples with me to literally get on their body. That's actually a tip I learned from Britta, is just get it on them right then and there. Don't send them home with a sample. You don't have to care. Have them hold their hand out and drop a penny eye. They'll tell you, oh, wow, that smells really good. You don't have to worry about them taking your sample home and it gets lost in the car and they never got to sample it. And then another one of my favorite lines is, if I would you, if I gave you this cough drop, would you try it? If I give you this drop of peppermint, would you give it a sniff and see what you think? but just remember it's about them. And when we talk about doing this as a business, and I think that scares a lot of people away. You don't have to think of it as a business. Just think of it as, I have things that I love and I know my friends would love them. I just want to share it with them. It's no different than saying, I just watched this movie that I really love. I gotta call Britta and she's gonna love this movie. I gotta tell her about it. It's no different. I've got this deep relief and my friend has neck problems too. I'm gonna tell her that she should try this deep relief. It's really not any different. And just remember that you're not burdening them when you follow up. They trusted me to invest their money to buy this kit, and I tell them I will be contacting you not to sell you more, but you've trusted me to make this investment, and I don't want this investment to be a waste of your time or money. I want to teach you how to use what you have in your hands right now. So if you teach them how to get those oils out, get them diffusing every day, then when you have that conversation about essential rewards, they're going to be ready for it because they're already using the stuff that they've spent money on. Um, so just don't think of it as a business. Just think of it as sharing products that you love. And as a side note, Young Living just sends you some money for doing that. It's kind of a no-brainer. So that's kind of how things have gone for me. If anybody has any questions or comments, I would love to hear any feedback you have.
Wow, those are some amazing tips. And I wanted you guys, those of you who are on, do you have questions? Do you want clarification on maybe what she says or how she converts people to, how she connects or whatever? What are you struggling with? What do you want to know about? And you are welcome to unmute and ask a question. You can type the question in, whichever you want, or whichever was easier. I know some people are like, I don't want to talk, be recorded. So Ange, I think you covered it already, but I just want clarification. So when they contact you, these friends of yours have contacted you and said, hey, I just need some Thieves household cleaner. Can you order that for me? How do you get them from, I want just a Thieves household cleaner to, okay, I think I want to be a member. What's that? What do you say? How do you convert that to, because just go over that again. Because I think people get hung up on that and they just think, oh, okay, I'll just get you the one product because I don't want to push them, right?
Yes, that's a good question. Because I have a person at work who has dogs and she wants purification. So I don't know how she heard of purification, but I think she was talking about her dogs. And I said, she was joking, like, do you have an oil for that? And I said, of course I have an oil for that. It's called purification. And I loaned it to her and she loved it. And she asked if she could just buy that. And I told her, well, I do have an order going in right now. So I said, I will do that one time, but I always charge retail price. And then, because otherwise they don't have any incentive to become a member. And I say, I'll do it this one time, but really the best deal is getting a 24% discount. And I always go for the PSKs just because they're the best value. But the basic kit is a good option too. In fact, my manager at work signed up for that. She wanted like 2 oils. And when you really sit down and do the math with them, even with the basic kit, it is just a no-brainer. If you map out the retail price of these 2 oils she wants versus getting the basic kit with those 2 oils at wholesale price, it's actually cheaper 99% of the time. And so they're like, oh, well, if it's cheaper that way, yeah, just, I get the 2 oils I want for less money and they get a bottle of Stress Away for free, essentially. It just kind of makes it a no-brainer for them. And I stress to them, there's no penalty. There's no sign up fee. There's no penalty. We do want you to order $50 essentially a year. But if you don't, then nothing happens. You just go inactive. And the next time you want to order, you just order 50 PV again. And it makes it such so much less threatening to them. Um, so yeah, I always push for, I love that the basic kit is an option now, because, you can share that, and 99% of the time, it's actually cheaper to get the basic kit with the oils that they want. And now we have the 100 PV free shipping in our back pocket as well, because usually you've got the $35 basic kit, and then they probably already put like $50 worth of oils that they wanted. You're already getting close to the 100 PV. And so then you can say again, well, what if you just throw a bottle of Life 9 on there? Because everybody's going to need that. And then you get free shipping. Again, you're probably saving $8 in shipping by you adding on a $20 product. So and maybe it's just because saving money speaks to me, anything to get the best deal. And so that's always worked for me. And if all else fails, if they just absolutely want to, then just have them sign up as a retail customer and order their own stuff as a retail customer. Then you don't have to be the middleman. They can just order it from Young Living. And I explained to them, someone's going to get that 24% discount. It's either going to be you or me. So if you sign up as a retail customer, you're paying whole price and I'm getting your discount. And usually that's like an aha to them, like, well, wait a minute, that doesn't seem fair. So that's been helpful too.
Awesome. Great tips. Great tips. Thank you so much. Does anybody else have any questions? I don't want to cut anybody off if you're like dying to ask her something. I shouldn't say dying. If you're excited to ask her something. But and none of that is like a big sales pitch, right? Or none of it is heavy pressure or anything like that. It's just living life. And I think that, even though I've heard all that before, I still took a page of notes, and I talked to my husband during it. So I missed a part of it, and I'm gonna have to go back and listen. But we always can learn from somebody. And so I hope that inspires you. And maybe it's just a phrase or the way that she worded something. If it clicked with you as you were listening, when I post the replay, go back and listen again and write that phrase down, because sometimes I've gotten the best phrases that just fit for me and my personality by hearing somebody else say it and go, oh, I really like that. And I'll write it down, and then I practice it and I say it over and over and over again. Because I'm aware of it, like, oh, I really like that. And then it becomes more natural for me to say it as well. The other thing I just really want to stress is Barbara actually commented, I love the sincere passion with which she speaks. But here's the thing, is that this is who she is. Right? She's found a product. Angie's found a product that she loves. And why would we not share it with somebody, right? And so because she loves that product, she is comfortable and confident in sharing with other people, because she has experiences. She knows what it can do for her. She believes that it's the best deal, and so all of those things, it's not like, well, I think it's good, but I really haven't tried it, but I think it'll help you. Right? She's had those experiences. And so if you're struggling with that, or with how do I share this, or, how do I get people to believe me? You have to buy in yourself. Okay. So if you're not using products, if you haven't tried supplements, or, tried oils outside the premium starter kit, if you are talking to somebody about CBD, but you've never tried it, you can use other people's stories at first. And I use Sonia's stories a lot when I got started, and, or Skyla's after I met her, and stories that I heard in the Facebook group. And I had actually, when I would do the Healing Oils of the Bible class, I would share the stories that Dr. Stewart wrote in the book, and like they were my own stories. And then I started having my own stories, and then I could share my own stories, and those became much more powerful than the stories I was sharing from somebody else. Okay. Because my belief changed. It wasn't just me, let me tell you what they said. It was, let me tell you what happened to us and what we experienced. So if you don't have those yet, and it's not necessarily an aha thing, but it's like, I don't know, I just feel better every day, or I just have more energy. I quit drinking Ningxia for 2 days, and all of a sudden I'm like, why does my headache back? And I'm tired. And then I realized what it was, right? I was actually having some issues with diarrhea this fall, and I realized because of those books that I was or the supplement classes, I realized I'm taking too much Life 9, right? So I know that stuff works because it was going, I was like overstimulating my system. So those are stories, though, if I share that with you, you're probably going to remember versus me just going, well, the book says blah, blah, blah. So try this stuff. Okay. That's the whole thing, is just try it. So Angie, anything you want to say to kind of wrap up your part of this?
I think it just goes back to, I think the word business just scares people, and it's like Britta said, you just really share your experience. It's no different than, I bought this make of car and I really like this car. Why, you don't think twice about just sharing that with people. I use this product and I think it's really good, and maybe you'd like it too. And just a bonus, you get, Young Living gives you money for it. Don't think of it as a business. I don't have a business degree. I don't have a sales degree. I don't like sales. I don't like people selling to me, and I don't like selling to other people. So I'm not selling. I'm just sharing my stories. And when you start, just exuding that, that's the other thing that I've gotten from Young Living, is just being around the positive people. I feel like I've got a more positive outlook on life. Sonia Swan's conscious language video, if you haven't seen that, that's amazing. Just be the person that people want to be attracted to, and the people will come. And, you do that by being around positive people and using good products and just feeling good.
Awesome. All right, you guys, I hope this was really inspiring to you. I am inspired and ready to go out and share. So I am going to stop the recording here. Thank you so much for joining us. And Angie, thank you so much for sharing your story. I appreciate it.